TC, Spiritual Shepherd. Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about getting ahead of 99% of people. Now, this is in no way a competitive type of nature. This is more of an individualized nature. Now, I really want you guys to heed what I'm saying, that we are all individuals making up a collective whole. But generally, people get lost in what? In other people. They'll get lost in validation of other people, in wanting to impress other people they don't like or that they like or whatever. But regardless, I think both of those are not necessarily good vibrational resonances to resonate on. But I would definitely say that by being aware of these types of things, you can start to heed my knowledge and really cultivate and build that. So getting ahead of 99% of people, it heeds into a few different things like this. Your new self costs you your old self. So that means that you have an old version of yourself, or an old version of who you think you are, an old version of who other people think you are too. Because you also have a self-concept based on other people. Let me say that again. You also have a self-concept of other people. You have a self-concept of other people, and you have a self-concept of how other people think about you, or how you think they think about you. Okay, and that is interconnected, and you need to start thinking that they think differently about you. That's a big thing. That's a big lesson. When you start to think differently about how they think about you, you're thinking 4D, which means like I'm thinking better about other people thinking about me. Like they probably used to think that I was this way. Now they know that I'm this way. Now they know that I'm this way. Now they know that I'm this way. See, and then you start operating on that, and you're like, oh, I'm chill with this person, and this person's chill with me too, and you can like literally start to heal a lot of those assumptions, those expectations, those implications, those insinuations within the relationship, which is the invisible realm. Most life that we're living is spiritual, and everybody will deem it physical. Most of our life that we're living is spiritual, and most will deem it physical. Okay. Getting ahead of 99% of people has nothing to do with people. It has something to do with you. It's getting rid of the 99%, the ego. It's getting rid of the instant gratification of yourself. Okay, the self that wants to fit in with everyone else. The self that wants to be with everyone. I'm not saying don't have friends. I'm not saying don't have family. I'm saying have the right friends, and I'm saying have the right family. I'm saying being discerning. I'm saying be surrounded with the people who are resonating with the same frequency that you're resonating on. I'm not saying, oh, you know what, you need to just go up into the top of the mountain and have nobody be your friend, or have no one be around you, and you just have to do you. Okay, it's not like that. It's attracting the right people into your life, and it's repelling the wrong people out of your life. Let me say that again. It is attracting the right people into your life, and it is repelling the wrong people out of your life. Okay? That's what positivity and negativity is about. That's what electromagnetism is about. That is what masculinity and femininity is about. Who is the biggest one to reject? Who is the biggest one to reject? Femininity. This is not a negative thing. I mean, I guess it is a negative thing, but not an actual negative thing, like a bad thing, okay? It's a negative thing as in it's a repelling thing based on what? Electromagnets, on magnets. When you look at a magnet and it makes that auric field, okay, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, no, this resonates with me. Oh, that doesn't resonate with me. Oh, this resonates with me. That doesn't resonate with me. And that is repelling. And so when something is rejected, don't see it as rejection. See it as redirection. See it as a redirection. Don't see it as that you're less than. You see it as something that is redirecting you. In both situations. For both the woman and both for the man. It's the same type of thing. Your new self costs you your old self. This is the same thing. So you have to start to look at specific aspects of yourself. So you go into yourself, you cultivate the divine feminine, okay? Cultivate the divine feminine, you start to what? Repel all of the old versions of yourself away. And you start to what? Attract all the positive versions of yourself internally. Here. Now. Okay? Beingness. Okay? Now let's talk about this. Getting out of your own way. Getting out of your own way is seeing through your ego. Getting out of your own way is, okay, well, I want to sleep in, but I know that waking up early and arising early and listening to my affirmations and going to the gym and doing all these positive things is going to help me. So getting out of your own way is saying it doesn't matter what the fuck I want. It matters what I must do. It doesn't matter what I want. It matters what I must do. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. So that is getting out of your own way. And do that enough times, and you meditate on that enough times. Am I getting in my own way, or am I just, And then it's also like on a multitude of levels: mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, And then you could see, like, are these versions of my old self that I'm recycling and stuff like this, or am I like using this old type of version of myself and transmuting it, evolving it, elevating it, enlightening it, and then now it's a brand new self? Are you going to be the person that stays in the same city, the same place, does the same things over and over and over again? Or are you going to take some educated risks? I said educated. Okay, I said educated risks of courage and bravery to go where you want to go, to be where you want to be, to have the finances you want to have, to be with the relationships that you want to be in, to cultivate the businesses you want to cultivate, to meet the people you want to meet? Or are you always just going to look online and be like, oh, there's all these people that I want to be like, but you're never going to like be them? The whole thing about getting ahead of 99% of people too is about not doing what the 99% of people do. Like, that's just an easy thing. So what do 99% of people do? They drink, they smoke, they sleep in, they don't work out, they eat like shit. They gossip, they they envy, they shame, they guilt trip, they have bad relationships. They don't read. See, and then you can see like the things that they don't do. It's, what do the 99% of people do? They don't do things. See, but then it's also, what do the 1% do? Well, they do things that they won't do. And they do it for a long period of time, and then they wonder why these people are so far ahead, because they did things so much longer than you did when you kept waiting. Then there's the next correlation too, that it's also what they don't do. It's also what they don't do. So they, as in me, as in we, as in us. So being wealthy, being rich, cultivating the rich, minimalist, digital nomad lifestyle. Okay, it's also what I don't do. It's not what I do, it's who I am. And it's what I don't do. And who I am creates what I do. So it's about the I. It's about the I. It's about the state of identity. It's about belief, because that creates the identity. And then what creates the belief? The thoughts and the feelings. And I would even say the actions. Thoughts, feelings, and actions over and over and over again. So when you start to perpetuate different thoughts, better thoughts, when you start to perpetuate better emotions, better habitual active action habits of like habitual construction, when you start to have better habitual construction, better thoughts, better feelings, and you resonate, that creates a frequency and a belief system. That belief system systematically is to align into your subconscious mind. You do this for 21 days, you do this for 33 days, you do this for 42 days, you do this for 55 days, you start cultivating it over and over and over again. You do it for over 100 days, you do it for over 10,000 hours. You are a master of the subconscious mind in that modality. And so by cultivating that and then aligning all of the things that you're aligned with is a very powerful thing. This is exactly how I've really evolved in my life. Now I know exactly what my purpose is. I know exactly what I'm here for. And I'm dialed in. I'm focused. And then I focus on these things for a long period of time. Space clearance. Removing negative energy. Okay? Like I said, repelling the negative away and allows there to be space to be cleared for you to have positive come in. Attending to your needs, cleansing to bring positive, fresh, new energy in, environmentally or personally. Wow. Okay, so with getting ahead of 99% of people, you have to start thinking of every pillar as part of that, and how all of them are also interconnected with those. So what do I mean? I mean that, like, well, you need to be mentally ahead of 99% of people, which means you need to think differently, which means that you need to not be identified with reactivity and ego. So if somebody says some shit, if somebody says, you're fucking ugly, are you going to believe them? Or are you just going to be like, in your head, you're going to be like, well, that's just what they think. Because that's just what they think is a way better, more attractive way to be. But if someone says, you're fucking ugly, and you say, you know, you're fucking ugly, it's like you just fed them. You just fed them energy. Now, if someone, same thing with like emotions. If someone's like, you don't ever pay attention to me, you are completely emotionally unavailable and disgusting and da-da-da-da-da, and I wish, you know, like, and just a bunch of shit. Like, I wish you were this way. I wish you were this way. It's like you could choose to be like, you could choose to like, or somebody tries to make you feel guilty. Someone tries to make you feel ashamed of something. It's like you could choose to go into that, or you could choose to like transcend that. Same with spiritually. Someone could say, oh, you're crazy. You're weird. You're weird for the things that you believe in. That's not what it says. That's not what those things say. It's like, that's your belief on what you believe that it doesn't say, or that it does say. But that's what the whole point of an individual is. The universe expresses themselves through the individual. And here's the thing. The universe is not impartial. God is not impartial, meaning that you are a complete being, meaning that you being an individual, meaning that you have full autonomy, full authenticity, full authority over one's actions. You, by yourself, by oneself. I'm not saying you have to be alone. I'm not saying all one, but you are all one people. We are all one people. Okay? So, as we cultivate this too, I really, really want to hone this in. It's getting ahead of people physically, the 99%. What are most people? They're fat or obese. Okay? What ways do they eat? Or don't eat? Start eating the way that they don't eat. Start eating more like kings and queens did, the nobility do. Start traveling like nobility. Start operating like nobility, like you are a reigning king, queen, emperor, empress. Start operating like you are in the frequency of receiving rather than the frequency of lack that you want or desire. If you are truly a king, do you really need to desire? It's an operative vibration. You operate in the vibration. So it's not about wanting. It's about already having. So this is all intercorrelated with getting ahead of 99% of people. It's already realizing you're already ahead by just taking the first step. By you waking up and going to the gym, you've already won. By reading a book, you've already won. By choosing to not drink alcohol ever again, you've significantly already won. By never smoking again, you've significantly already won. By training every day, by getting lean, by getting fit, by getting tan, you've significantly already won. Is it all about physicality? No, that's just what they're going to see anyways. All the physical people want something to physically point out at. They will never see all the spirit or the emotional. They won't see the iceberg effect. The iceberg effect, where they'll just see the tip top. They'll just see you at the top of the mountain, but they won't ever see the climb that you just climbed. They won't ever see all the stuff that you went through, the sleepless nights. They won't ever see that all the hard endless work, all of the failed relationships to get to the peak beautiful relationship that you're in now. They never saw all those. Okay? All they see is all the whatever positivity that they want to see from you. Whatever physicality they want to see from you, whatever material they say about you. That doesn't mean that they necessarily are right. It just means that that's their perspective of what they believe to be right. That is just their perspective on what they believe to be right. All right, so that is, like I said, your new self costs you your old self. Okay, getting out of your own way. Getting ahead of 99% of people. They're all interconnected. This is also interconnected with semen retention or fluid retention, because I would say fluid retention because there's obviously women who is interconnected with this, and for the women who are interconnected with this fluid retention, meaning that not releasing your fluid, okay? Chastisizing yourself, chastity, celibacy, brahmacharya, okay? In this correlation, you use this energy, you do breath work, and you move that energy through the body, and you actually you can emit yourself to be prettier. You can literally emit yourself to be prettier by that frequency. By that frequency. So that's pretty much it, guys. This is your new self cost you your old self, getting ahead of 99% of people. Just make sure you get out of your own way. Just make sure you get out of your own way. That's it. I will see you guys in the next one. And then we will be we've been consistent for 3 months now, not missing a day on YouTube. Not missing a day. It's because I know what I'm doing now. I know what I'm doing now, and I stopped playing it. Like, bruh. Like, I hit a new level. Like, I literally hit such a quantum leap, like exponential quantum leap. It's powerful. So that's pretty much all I got to say, guys. If you guys have any questions, yes, I have a mentorship. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, we could do that. If you guys, want to make some money, if you guys want to make some money from your phone, let me know. Just like reach out, leave a comment. I will help you out. Okay? It is affordable. We can get you to these points. We can have you trading $200,000 within a few weeks. So let's talk about it, guys. Peace, much love, namaste.